Thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Hive Mind Podcast. What's up? You're watching Hive Mind. We're back with another little segment for you. This one is about something that's
About what?
You don't drink during the podcast. We talked about that.
I was showing the Hive Mind mug.
Oh, okay. This one is about a new Spotify feature. You may have seen these little festival posters going around, but the app's called Festify. Very creative name.
Super
I love
creative.
it. I love that they did that. And it takes your data, your listening data on Spotify, and creates and curates 3 festivals for you in festival poster format. Delivers them to you for perfect shareability, square size shareability on the Instagrams, on the Twitter. You know what I'm saying? And it gives you one based off your last month of listening, called VolcanoJam. Gives you ForestFest, which is the last 6 months, and gives you Unholy Space. Very weird name for that one, but that is for your all-time listening on Spotify.
Pretty bad names in general.
I think the names are pretty bad. I like ForestFest because it's like seems kind of like a parody of like what
Electric Forest.
Of just any festival in general.
ForestFest, yeah.
VolcanoJam is kind of there too. Unholy Space is just weird.
Yeah.
But
strange. Oh well.
But anyway, we saw these. We downloaded ours and we were chatting it up, and then we thought we got kind of inspired, and we're looking at these lineups, and we're like, what if we could make these festivals happen? So take a look at this. This is us trying to make it happen.
This lineup is amazing. It's like it was made just for me. I wish we could throw a music festival like this.
Let me make some calls. Hi, is this Future's booking agent? Fantastic. This is Billy with VolcanoJam, and I'd like to pay you $2 million very real dollars to book Future. Hello? For VolcanoJam, we hired a master-class chef. Let's check on how the food's looking. Dinner is served. Delicious. Listen, we don't have nearly enough water for this festival. I need you to go get water bottles. I don't care how you get them.
Okay, I'm here for the water.
Oh, come right in.
Okay.
I'm ready to do whatever it takes.
Damn, that was sweet.
Can't believe I had to do what I had to do.
We pulled it off, though. You pulled it off, really. You're the unsung hero.
Thank you.
Our leader. You know what I mean? You're really our leader. But yeah, basically the lesson of that is like throwing a festival is pretty easy. You should do it. If you honestly, if you have no way of pulling it off, you think you don't have a way, just go for it. You know what I mean?
Borrow money and post photos.
Yeah. That's really it, basically.
Mislead, deceive, and what was the other third law of throwing festivals?
Steal.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you got to steal. So, yeah, mislead, deceive, and steal. Steal your way to the top. You got to lie to get anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yep.
In life.
Free my man, Billy.
Free Billy. So, for what we wanted to do, though, actually, is go through our lineups for this, give you guys kind of a taster for what our actual musical preferences are, how they differ, how that affects our taste and what we're showing you on this channel, and maybe getting a little bit of like an interface, a discourse with you guys. We want to see what your guys look like. Maybe if you post a few of them, send them to us, DM them to us, and we'll post ours along with this video, but they'll pop up in this too. But we just thought it'd be interesting to discuss them.
Yeah, you can't front with this. There's no lying.
Yeah.
It's the data.
I think that's what is cool about this is usually when Spotify or one of these big, companies does something, it's perceived as very corny. And maybe the idea of this is a little bit that, but what you're seeing is really it's just a mirror. You're looking at yourself. So it's like, it's kind of cool to see it set up that way, just as like little intervals of time.
Absolutely.
And The only gripe I have with it is the graphic design, honestly.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, so
it is his passion. So
graphic design is my passion. But honestly, it's weird because you have a Droid or Android or whatever. You have a different phone.
Droid. Yeah,
You have whatever you have. It has a different typeface, and like yours is fine. I don't even know. It's just like
looks like PowerPoint.
it looks like Myriad Pro or something. Like it's like a really standard sans serif. But then mine is in Futura, aka the Vampire Weekend font, aka every graphic designer from 2012's favorite font of all time, aka the pre-Franklin Gothic, which is everything that we use. Shout out Franklin Gothic. It's overused now, but I love it. The pointy typeface, other names, Futura Free, Frank Ocean.
Let it out.
All right. Anyway, it just kind of seems like, all right, it's a little too obvious. And also just there's some spacing issues, especially you'll run into those when you get towards some of mine because there's like long band names and stuff like that. And it just like is just weird looking. Like I just wished it was like a little more fleshed out looking. You know what I mean? If the posters looked better, people would post them more. You gotta admit it.
That's absolutely true.
So, whatever. Let's just get into we're going to pull up Graydon's VolcanoJam poster on the screen right now.
Bloop.
All right. And here it is. So this is your last month of listening. Why don't you run through it for people?
All right. I'm going to start. Should I start from the bottom or the top?
Top.
All
Headliner.
Right. Headliner. Number one most listened to in the last month. Marvin Gaye.
Can't argue with it. Classic.
The next two under him, probably going to go, probably not a lot of people know these ones. Soliance.
Put them on.
Soliance. It's a French DJ kind of duo. Very funky stuff. Go check it out. That's SOUL.
It's on the screen.
Yeah, it's on the screen. You can read it. Stephen Bishop, 70s singer-songwriter. Very smooth stuff. Shout out Jake for putting me onto him. Album Careless, fire. That's definitely why he's on the top.
Okay.
No Worries, the Knowledge and Anderson
.Paak
.Paak duo. That's always going to be in heavy rotation. Sly and the Family Stone, one of my favorite groups of all time. Speaks for itself. Salam Remy.
Another one. Put them on, huh?
Yeah, someone I just got hip to because Terrace Martin, saxophone player, did a collab with him. Terrace Martin, if you don't know, did
To Pimp a Butterfly.
Facts.
You've heard him.
You've heard him before. He did a collab called Carrot Juice with Salam Remy. I dove into his discography. Lo and behold, it's funky stuff.
That's dope.
Now we're getting into the smaller font.
Okay.
We're going to go.
Font, yeah.
I'm going to name all the ones that people know.
Okay.
Playboy Cardi. Carly Simon, naturally.
I have a question. Who's Bruce?
Bruce?
Just Bruce. Is it Springsteen? Is
It's
the shark from Finding Nemo? What are we talking about?
It's actually a German guy named Larry.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
He just goes by Bruce.
Just Bruce. And this shit's weird stuff. Like not, it's like industrial IDM, like weird just rhythms and noises.
I'm already bored. Keep going.
Sometimes you get stoned and that's what you want to hear.
Carole King, Tapestry.
Carole King, Tapestry. The reason it's on there. You know,
There
I
you
was
go.
thinking of my mom one morning, spun that album, said that's great.
Love Tapestry.
Outcast, The Band, Black Thought,
Oh, jeez.
MDMA.
Shout out MDMA.
Facts.
He's fire.
the
Nobody knows this.
Interbarre Orchestra Familia.
Okay. That's cool.
Beep it. Tierra Whack. Foot Shooter.
Who's Foot Shooter? Why is this person named Foot Shooter?
Foot Shooter is like the funkiest. There's a few like non-vocal groups, Soliance, Foot Shooter, Bruce. These are like no vocals. Just like some funky stuff. Sometimes they have a feature on there. They have some like UK rap, grime, house stuff going on.
Okay. Makes sense.
Juice WRLD slips in there.
Oh, nice.
Shout out Juice. Swindle, UK jazz kind of collective. Very funky stuff. They got a new album out. Butcher Brown, who's a like kind of a Crenshaw
I thought that was your cousin.
LA jazz band. They play with Terrace Martin all the time.
Dope.
That's kind of why I started listening to them.
And the Slump God.
No, actually. Ski Mask, but spelled with two E's.
You see it. It's on the screen.
You see it. It's on the screen. More weird beats.
All
It's
right.
been a strange month.
All right. So you're deep in the beat pack or
Yeah,
whatever.
deep in like house noise
Yeah.
right now.
Okay.
It's what Detroit's done to me. I don't know what else to say.
All right. So here's my VolcanoJam. We're going to dig into it a little bit. I'll gloss over some of them for you, but here we go. The Japanese House headliner.
Facts. Tell me about them.
So the Japanese House is like a pop project. I forget the girl's name right now, but She's signed to the 1975, I believe. And so it's kind of like in that realm, auto-tuney, kind of sometimes psychedelic, sometimes post-rock, but at the base of it is kind of that funky pop stuff, but it's much more melancholic. Like it's in my alley because it's kind of like, I don't know, it's just kind of like, it's like thick, dense, super textural, great production. It's cool. I mean, it's like nighttime music. I definitely listen to it the most at night.
Okay.
Then you got Lil Tracy. Everybody know Lil Tracy. Thanks. Don't have to introduce him. Slow Dive. They're a shoegaze band from the 90s. One of the best albums of all time, in my opinion, is Souvlaki from 1993.
One of your favorites ever, too.
Oh, yeah. One of my favorite bands of all time. But they put out an album like 2 years ago, I think, or last year, 2 years ago. Definitely, 2017. That's super good as well. It's just self-titled. Go check it out. Then Pup, who is a rock band from Canada. They're kind of like a punk, alternative rock, emo band. You know, definitely pop punk would be their main genre, but you might like it if you don't like that tag. They just put out a great new album called Morbid Stuff. Check it out. Fantasy Camp speaks for himself.
Absolutely.
Spoke for himself on our channel 2 days ago.
Almost left me hanging.
Almost left him hanging. Little Fago. Don't have to tell you. I did the
household name.
I did the EP. I did the EP cover for his EP that just came out called Go Go Go.
And he spit bars all over.
Yeah, he's great. Rossi Blue, another one, needs no introduction. Just kidding. Michigan via Ohio rapper.
Detroit.
You've definitely seen him all over the place. He's making a lot of noise right now. Lil Peep, rest in peace, Lil Peep. La Dispute just put out an album called Panorama. They're a hardcore band. They used to be called kind of like, they were in a genre called the wave, like poetry mixed with hardcore and emo. They're from Michigan too. They're super awesome. Check them out if you like kind of like that more aggressive stuff.
I read it as LA Dispute.
That is what it's based off of, is the LA Dispute. That's how they're named that.
Got it.
Misery Club just put out an EP, Fantasy Camp, WICCA Phase, all them. Lil Zubin, member of Misery Club. Explosions in the Sky, post-rock band, you know. The True Blue from Detroit.
Shout out True Blue.
They're kind of like the Japanese House, kind of like the 1975, dreamy pop music. They're sweet. Brand new, you know. Kraus, they were on my year-end list last year, noise rock band. You're going to like them if you check them out. They're crazy. Beach House. You guys know, dream pop band.
Sticks in the rotation. This next one's my favorite.
Jimmy Eat World, one of my favorite bands of all time.
Fire.
Not a joke. Emo band from, you know, early 2000s is when they made their biggest splashes. But definitely, if you think that you just know the one song, you know, just listen to them some more. They're great. Fluffer, big shout out to Fluffer. Most slept on band of all time, in my opinion. Currently, they're kind of based all over the place. You know what I mean? Columbus, Cincy, Ohio boys. Check them out.
Sultans of Sound.
They're literally the future. It sounds like it was made like 10 years from now. So check that out. Sigur Rós, you know, famous post-rock band from Iceland, speaking in a language that they made up. If you don't know them, you should know them. Lil Yachty, you know.
What brought that one on for the last month?
Red was here. Evan the Redheaded was here, and he and I went on a big Lil Yachty binge where we showed each other our favorite Lil Yachty songs and how we got into it and all that. We revisited some like Such Ease, So Many People, which is one of my favorites.
Such Ease just goes.
I know, and it really got slept on because it was on Summer Songs too. But anyway, Lil Yachty, big shout out to him. Casey Musgraves, that is like becoming my favorite album ever, is the one that won the Grammy last year, Golden Hour. Check that out. Title Fight, you're really sleeping if you don't know Title Fight by now. One of the best bands in the underground ever. I don't even know what to classify their music as, but you should check them out. Dive, dream rock band from, you know, the heyday of indie in like 2013 and shit. Vampire Weekend. There you go. In their correct font, Futura. All right, so that's mine. Let's jump to your 6 month guy.
Now here's where we really get a little more.
You get a little more grasp.
This is like my galvanized taste. Like there's so much stuff. I feel like if I always checked every month, there's gonna be like a rotation of stuff that I probably won't revisit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I didn't like any of that music, but there's like Bruce might, you know, I mean, I might not be listening to heavy funk, like German electronic beats for the next 6 months.
Yeah. So this is like, you know, it gets a little far, like a zoomed out in the algorithm a little bit. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. My bad.
ForestFest. Last 6 months of my listening. All right, starting from the top.
Headliner.
Anderson .PAAK. Trippie Redd. Followed by The Band.
Okay.
Followed by Wolfpack, Aaron Ray, and Marvin Gaye.
That rhymed. Wolfpack, though,
I did.
if you don't know Wolfpack, Ann Arbor funk troupe, they're huge now, but they're fucking awesome. You've heard their music if you don't think you have too. Apple Music commercials and shit like that.
If you haven't heard of Trippie Redd, check him out too. He's sick.
Boo, 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 boo.
All right, smaller font. I'm going to go through the whole first row now.
Okay, here we go.
Kodak Black, Cody Chestnut.
Didn't he eat all the hot dogs?
Cody. No, Cody Chestnut's sweet. Recorded a crazy 30-track album called The Headphone Masterpiece. That's only 4 tracks, and I really believe he's kind of like a predecessor to a lot of the lo-fi R&B we have now.
Oh, okay, like the PBR&B style.
Absolutely.
Word.
Yeah, go check some of that out.
All right.
Smino, like I said, Playboy Cardi, always going to be on there for me. Stephen Bishop, yet again. And Uno the Activist jumps into that row, which is pretty interesting.
Nice.
Next row, Bob Dylan, obviously one of my idols, all-time favorite, followed by Chet Baker, and then naturally coming up next, Future.
You know how I go.
Nat King Cole Trio, Frim Fram Sauce, if you want a nice introductory. Ray Charles, Little Beaver. Little Beaver, same record label as our guy Bobby Caldwell.
Shout out, Bobby.
Jump back to like episode 2 or 3 or whatever it was. Check it out.
Yeah, we did an interview with Bobby Caldwell on our old channel, and
It's in the archives, and we talk
Go
about
check
Lil
it out.
Beav. We might even sing a little bit on it.
we sing with him.
Next line, 1000 Band Fawny, Soliance yet again, D'Angelo,
The legend.
the legend, Sly and the Family Stone, Foot Shooter, and coming up last, I love this guy, Lucky Day.
Lucky Day, about to be huge.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
Hell yeah.
Let's see yours.
All right,
Punk ass.
let's jump to it. All right.
I had Fawny and Uno on mine. I am not that hard.
All right. ForestFest. My headliner is WICCA Springs Eternal. You know him.
Yeah.
Goth Boy Click creator, WICCA Springs Eternal. I saw him not too long ago when we did the Fantasy Camp interview, and he was fantastic. His album's probably my favorite of the year so far. Then Lil Tracy. He shows up second twice in a row, which says something, some staying power. You know what I mean?
for sure.
Kraus, number 3.
Who dat though?
Kraus is, I mentioned them in the VolcanoJam too. They're that noise rock, post rock. They sound like they were recorded in a vacuum cleaner.
Oh yeah, you've told me about that
And
before.
I listen to them like a lot when I'm about to sleep, and it's a great album.
Nice.
It's called Path, if you want to check the album. Sigur Rós, mentioned them before. Great. Slow Dive, mentioned them before. Lil Peep, R.I.P. Lil Peep. Explosion in the Sky. Nedarb, Peep's producer, put out a great album called Amity this year. Shout out to Nedarb. Joey Razzouk,
Our guy.
our guy. We have an interview with him on our channel. Go check it out. Trippie Redd, Roddy Ricch, The 1975, Maddox, Metro Boomin, DaBaby, The True Blue, YNW Melly, Fantasy
Wow,
Camp.
that line is like you right there.
Yeah.
That one.
Fantasy Camp, The Japanese House, Action Bronson. Don't know how that. I don't know when I listened to a bunch of Action Bronson, but hell yeah.
You had a phase.
Future, Lil Zubin, Ski Mask the Slump God, and Mr. Twin Sister.
Who dat though?
Mr. Twin Sister they are a dance pop and dream pop band that is very indebted to funk, and you've actually heard them. Okay, so there's a song Kendrick Lamar and Dr. Dre called oh man, it's a bonus track on Good Kid, Mad City.
I know those track.
And it's like the one that's like smoking weed with you when I want. That's a
That's them?
sample of Mr. Twin Sister. So there you go. And that song is called Meet the Frownies. So check out the actual song, then check out the rest of their discography. They're great.
And then listen to that Kendrick song again because that shit smacks.
Does smack too. All right, we're getting into the Unholy Space.
This is like everything I've ever loved, man. Boiled
Oh
down.
my God. So yeah, so this
it.
is the big picture. If you want
Yeah.
to see where we're coming from, this is where Graydon is coming from.
This is what my soul's made of.
All right, look at
the
it.
top.
Yeah,
Bobby D.
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan. He's got some great albums. Check out Self-Titled, Self-Portrait. You've seen
Blonde
it.
on Blonde.
Blonde on Blonde. Ray Charles, Marvin Gaye. Those 3 are pretty much the pillars that my house is built on. Then we got Wolfpack, The Band, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Future, D'Angelo, Sam Cooke, Anderson .PAAK, Sly and the Family Stone. I'm getting excited just naming these acts. And then we're going to jump down to Otis Redding, Stevie Wonder, Kanye West. No Worries makes it up here, which I think is pretty cool because it's a lot of like,
it's kind of new.
Yeah, it's like just the new stuff's really scattered in for me. So No Worries makes it there with Playboi Carti and Trippie Redd. So
dope.
Then we got Aaron Ray, Van Morrison, George Benson, Chet Baker, Erykah Badu,
Mama Erica.
To close it up, Joey Badass.
There we go. So that is what Graydon's Soul is made of. I can confirm.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know any of those acts, go listen to them. And if you don't like them, seriously, come to my house and fight me.
Yeah. Come to my house. All right. Before I do get into mine, I want to mention also that and this is not intended to be a brag, but I have like a collection of 250 CDs. And I used to primarily listen to CDs, and Spotify was kind of like my side thing of stuff that I didn't have.
Yeah.
So this is not 100% accurate. Like, for example, I have both Earl and Tyler's albums on CD, and that's where I primarily listen to them, along with a bunch of other albums. But this is pretty close to what you're getting with my music taste. All right. Headliner. That's definitely true. Bright Eyes, my favorite artist of all time. Conor Oberst, one of the best songwriters. They are every genre, so emo, folk, at one point they're indie rock. I mean, he's like all over the place. If you like good songwriting, if you like clever like lines, clever wordplay.
If you like Bob Dylan.
Proverbs, and you like Bob Dylan, you'll like him. Drake. So Drake is, he played opposite Josh on a show called Drake and Josh on Nickelodeon. It's a cult classic. And,
Canadian.
Yeah, Drake and Kanye West. And then on the third line, I got, this is where the graphic design really takes a hit. Yeah. So I got Kurt Vile. If you don't know Kurt Vile from Philly, amazing guitar player, droney. He's like a rapper. Honestly, I know he plays guitar and he's like a folk rocker, but he's also a rapper. Just listen to him and you'll understand what I mean. The World is a Beautiful Place and I'm No Longer Afraid to Die. Really fucked up the graphic design here, but they're an amazing emo band from the emo revival days. Haven't put out music in a minute, but amazing. Sandy Alex G, the new age indie rock prolific legend. He also is in Frank Ocean's touring band, plays guitar all over Blonde, Frank Ocean's record.
Y'all heard that record, right?
Yeah, y'all heard that. And he's got like a lot of albums, a lot of them. Check out DSU, check out Trick, and then check out the newest, I think it's still the newest, yeah, Rocket. Anyway, then you got Modest Mouse, Wild Nothing, Young Thug, heard of him? The Shins, Future, Broken Social Scene.
That's funny.
Broken Social Scene, indie band from all across the 2000s. Amazing band. They even put out one of their best records ever last year. Anyway.
Can you imagine Future being like, yo, man, make sure you stick around. Check out Broken Social Scene.
Yeah. Then Jimmy Eat World. Like I said, they're great. Anyway. Kendrick Lamar. Amazing. I also have To Pimp a Butterfly and Good Kid, Mad City on CD. So he probably would be even higher up there. One of my favorite rappers ever. Tame Impala, one of my favorite bands ever. Taking Back Sunday. Y'all gonna hate on me, but I also have their CDs, and I don't care. They're one of my favorite bands ever.
They're better than Jimmy Eat World on my list.
That's a pretty close race
for
me.
What if you had to choose one for the rest of your life?
For the rest of my life?
Quick.
Taking Back Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take Taking Back Sunday, just because of their first album. Explosions in the Sky, The War on Drugs. If you don't know them, dreamy indie rock, folk rock, very expansive. If you like what's that called? Dire Straits. If you like them, you'll love War on Drugs. Brand new, Dawes, Citizen. Shout out Toledo boys, Citizen. You probably already heard of them, but they're also amazing band. Pine Grove, Joyce Manor, The Antlers. To finish it out. Not big surprises.
Shout out Dawes. You still heavy on the Dawes?
Not as much anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down with their last couple of records, but great lyricist, folk rock band.
Crazy. Saw them open up for Bob Dylan one time.
And one of my dad's favorite bands. So that's how you know.
Shout out Kevin.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, what are your biggest takeaways here? How's your music taste changed over the years?
I think I don't know. I feel like everyone kind of does this. You have some sound that keeps you like balanced, and some artists that keep you like centered, or like some records that you're always going to spin when you like really need that feeling. But I do feel myself as of recent like becoming a little more excited about exploring like genres that I never paid attention to.
For sure.
Like
yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is music to some people. Like,
the IDM and EDM dance stuff is definitely creeped in there because that
For
was
sure.
not a part of your whole canon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The idea that that's like some people's favorite music, and I don't know, it just has a different level of intricacies, and it's all different kinds of sounds.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's mysterious because a lot of times it's faceless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I like that aspect about it too.
I think what I liked about this is like, you know, what we talk about mostly on this channel, it happens to be rap and hip hop. But you can see like where that was, first of all, always a part of something that we listened to, but also became more a part of it, and like how we navigated it, like exploring kind of the new, like Trippie Redd and Playboi Carti showing up where they did in yours is interesting to me, especially because then like, you know, Joey Badass, the last one on your Unholy Space, it's like, I remember listening to Joey Badass with you when we were in high school, but at the same time, like it's so far from then, and we were also listening to like, you know, you were listening to Bob Dylan and I was listening to Bright Eyes and the Shins and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, that journey is interesting to look back at with this context.
It's sweet. I love this. I want more apps like this, especially I want one for Uber Eats, especially for Riley, that tells him like what food would be at his music festival. Like where have you ordered from in the last month?
Where else can we apply this formula? Because I mean,
I know, I've been thinking.
Be honest, it'd be chicken fingers and fries. But I mean, that's just what I like. Wings and chicken fingers and fries.
Anything else.
Yeah, I can't eat much else. But anyway, I'm trying to think. Like,
you could do it for like personal style, like where people have swiped their cards or like shopped, but now we're getting into tracking credit card numbers.
We're getting into things like that. We should make that app and steal people. Never mind. Talk about it later. But
like Uber Eats would be funny, or like Grubhub or something like that, to see like what you eat. But
who's gonna take this? Somebody's gonna take this idea
for sure.
Yeah.
I
feel like there's not enough variety in other things. Like, what about like if your DVD player could do it?
Like if, or you're like Netflix. Netflix will do it.
It's like, oh, what show did you watch?
Film festival.
Yeah, okay.
Fuck you, Netflix, for stealing our idea.
Netflix, Hulu could do it.
Amazon Prime, YouTube be hilarious.
YouTube, your favorite creators and stuff, like have them on like some sort of comedy festival or whatever you watch.
YouTube, if you take this, make sure to put Hive Mind on everyone's, and they'll be like, "Wait a minute, I don't remember watching.
I don't remember watching these guys." With a picture of us too. There has to be a picture of us. Here, use this one. That's good. I mean, overall, I think that my first instinct when seeing this was kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
Because it's Spotify. Yeah. But then I'm like, you know what? I like this, even though it looks bad.
And it makes, like you said, look in the mirror. Makes you look inward and like really remember what you've been listening to.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at their front thing on Spotify and see like what they've listened to in the last, you know, whatever the last 15 artists they listened to were. And we knowingly do that all the time. But then to see it, it's information that we would never track down. That's just kind of given to us on a plate.
Right. It's like your
look at, you know.
It's like your one friend who does way too much. Like, here's this collage of pictures of our friendship, like over the years, and you're like, cool, I guess. And then you look at it and you're like, oh, that is cool.
Yeah, for sure. Facebook already does this too. It gives you like the little like.
You've been friends for 16 years.
16. Facebook ain't been around 16 years, have it? Have it?
Also, if you can get your parents to do this, I would love to see your mom's Festify list.
Do they use Spotify enough? My dad does.
None of my parents do. Not all 6 of them don't. Send us your parents. I care more about those than yours.
Yes, send us your parents' Festifys. All right. Thanks for watching. This is Hive Mind, 1,000 subscribers. Go check out the Fantasy Camp interview. Go check out the music video we put out for Jacob Sigmund, the vlog. We got a bunch of stuff on our channel right now, and if it's in the future, we got even more. So, thanks for watching.
Love you guys.